Hey, Sophia. How's my big sis doing? It's been ages.
Wow, is that Emma? No kidding. I feel like I've seen a ghost. It's not like you messaged me. Is everything okay?
I just saw your husband, Dan.
Really? Where?
We bumped into each other at the station while I was out shopping.
The train station? Well, that's strange. He said he was going out in the car today. He was at the train station?
Yep, he gave me a lift home. Isn't he just a darling? Will you tell him I said thanks?
Really? Okay. Got it. He's still out right now, but I'll let him know when he gets home.
We need to talk, sis. You didn't tell me your husband was loaded. My jaw almost hit the floor when I saw his luxury sports car. How much must that thing have cost him? I felt like an A-lister. I had no idea your husband was such a high roller.
I'd hardly call him a high roller.
Oh, come on, Sophia. You're just being modest. Even I know how expensive that car is, and I don't know jack about cars. I looked it up online, and apparently it's even popular with world leaders and celebrities. Not only that, but all his clothes and accessories were branded. He looked more like he was on his way to a modeling shoot than out running errands. He even wore a P-Pex watch. I had to stop myself drooling all over his upholstery.
He must be peacocking today. You just happened to run into him dressed like that is all. He doesn't always wear that stuff.
Even still, most people wouldn't be able to afford a single one of those things. And yet there he was, kitted out in a tailored suit and pranced from head to toe. I had no idea he was so rich.
He's really not.
You can drop the act now. I know he's a top exec at a major global company.
Huh? He told you that?
Why didn't you tell me? I knew he worked for a major company. But you never told me he was a top exec or this freaking loaded.
It didn't really seem appropriate to go discussing my husband's salary with you. You might be my sister, but that's private information. Besides, it would have probably sounded like I was bragging.
You're right, 'cause he's loaded. But I feel like I see you in a different light now. You backed yourself a keeper there, sis. How the hell did you do it?
It's not like I'm with him for his money or anything. Besides, he's the one who came onto me. I didn't really do anything. Saying I bagged him is putting it a bit strongly.
Wow, really? I wonder what he sees in you.
Who knows? He said it was love at first sight, so I guess he thinks I'm pretty?
No way. You have got to be kidding me. You? Pretty? Now I've heard it all. I was always a better looking sister.
Oh, look. It's barely been a few minutes and you already reminded me of why we never speak. I see you're just as shallow, materialistic, and unpleasant as you ever were, Emma.
Okay, fine. I deserve that. Let me rephrase. It's not that you're not pretty, but you are unfriendly. You give off those scary don't approach me vibes. Guys probably find you hard to engage with because you seem so cold and hostile.
Thanks for your opinion, Emma, but I never asked for it. Besides, there are all sorts of guys out there. And I can assure you, there are plenty out there who don't find me hard to approach at all. There were tons of guys who prefer girls like me. You seem to think you're God's gift to men. But I promise you, your whole ditzy airhead thing doesn't float everyone's boat. There are just as many guys who'd sooner have nothing to do with you.
You sure? I know, sis. I think a guy would have to be blind not to want me. Men are simple creatures, and I know just how to push their buttons.
You really are mind-blowingly confident, huh? Where do these ungodly levels of inexplicable self-assuredness even come from?
That's easy. I know I'm hot stuff, because I'm a hit with the guys, and I always happen. If you spent your entire life getting hit on by guys and being told you're gorgeous, cute, pretty, and amazing every 5 minutes, you'd be confident too.
Whatever.
Anyway, forget all that. The reason I messaged you today is because I want you to introduce me to some of your husband's pals. Ideally, they should be as rich as him, or richer. He must rub shoulders with the upper crust if he can afford to drive a car like that.
I'm not sure if there's anyone I can introduce you to. Dan doesn't have that many friends. He's a private guy and keeps to himself.
Like a lone wolf? God, that's such a turn on.
I wouldn't call him a lone wolf. He's just shy and introverted. The few friends he does have are already married, or already have girlfriends. I honestly can't think of a single person I could introduce you to.
Surely he must have at least one friend who'd be open to an affair. Or someone whose relationship's on the rocks and seems ready to break up at any minute? Ah, that'd be perfect! I could sweep in and make my move when they're vulnerable. Hey sis, mind if I come over to your house sometime soon? I want to ask Dan directly if he'll introduce me to some of his friends. There's a chance you don't know them at all, right? My Mr. Right could be out there waiting for me as we speak.
Sure, you're welcome to come over. I'll be in touch when my schedule's open.
Thanks, sis!
I gotta say, I'm really surprised. I never thought you'd be this interested in my husband. You didn't seem to care at all when we got married.
Why would I? Who you got married to had nothing to do with me. Especially since I was convinced you'd pick some run-of-the-mill cubicle slave.
Ugh, why must you be this way, Emma? You really haven't changed at all.
But I changed my mind! I'm gonna make more of an effort to get along with your hubby from now on. I'm counting on you for the introduction. Rack your brains, cause I want the highest spec guy you can find. Sophia? Hello? You said you were gonna invite me over to speak to Dan? Well, I'm ready, now. What's taking so long? Hurry up and tell me when he'll be home.
Hold your horses, Emma. I can tell you're eager to see him, but I'm very busy. I can hardly just free up my schedule at the drop of a hat.
Can you do tomorrow? I've nothing but free time these days.
No, sorry. I won't be home, so tomorrow's no good.
Why won't you be home?
I'm going away on business.
Oh, you are? Does that mean you won't be coming back at all tomorrow?
Yep, I'm flying out to New York. I'll be gone for 3 nights and 4 days.
You get to go on business trips to New York? Jesus, where was my invite? I'm jealous. The weather's really nice up there at this time of year. I've always wanted to see the Empire State Building.
This is business, not pleasure. I'll have too much on my plate to go sightseeing. The schedule's about as tight as they come.
But you're still gonna fly out and stay in a hotel, right? Why do you get to enjoy that holiday feeling and I'm stuck here with nothing to do? It's not fair.
It might sound like fun on paper, but believe me, no one enjoys 12 hours of consecutive negotiations with a bunch of uptight, crusty old businessmen. Last time I did one of these, I was so fried I passed out on the hotel bed as soon as I got back.
Wait a sec. Does this mean Dan's gonna be on his own at your house while you're away? What will he do for food?
I'm not sure. But since he's hopelessly incapable of cooking for himself, he'll probably end up getting takeout.
Takeout every day for 4 days? Oh, that's sad. I feel bad for him.
He eats more takeout in a week than most people do in a year. He's used to it. You really don't need to worry. I enjoy takeout myself. I'd say we eat it more than most. It's cheap, tasty, and you get to save time on cooking and cleaning.
Don't you cook your own meals?
I'm so busy with work, it's hard. I have almost no time to dedicate to the house. I don't enjoy cooking that much either. Kind of feels like a chore. That's why we hire a maid to take care of that kind of thing.
You mean you don't do any housework at all?
I do sometimes. But in general, I can't get away from work for long enough to do anything. That's why we hired the maid.
Wow. I feel bad for Dan. Doesn't really seem like you love him. It's a wife's job to show her man she appreciates him by cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house. And yet, there you are jetting off to New York like some big-wig businessman.
I can assure you Dan's just fine with how things are. He understands my situation and is very accepting of it.
Don't you feel like you're letting him down as a wife? He might not say it because he's nice, but I bet deep down he wants you to act like a woman by cooking and cleaning for him.
I'm sure he doesn't. I told him countless times that if he ever gets bored of takeout, then he's welcome to learn how to cook. He just doesn't seem that interested. He's more couch potato than get up and go. Anyway, what even is this, Emma? We haven't spoken in years, and you don't even know him. Yet here you are, coming at me with all this crap all of a sudden. Give me a break, would ya? He seems happy enough with how things are, and even if he wasn't, it's none of your business. We didn't ask for advice, and we don't want it.
What's wrong, Sophia? Did I touch a nerve? Look, you're obviously only getting defensive because you know I'm right. Imagine your own wife telling you to cook for yourself. Maybe he's putting on a brave face to avoid the rocking boat. But I bet deep down he's going through a world of hurt.
You really think so? Forget I asked you that. I'm not dignifying this crap. I don't have time to do stuff around the house, and it's as simple as that. I couldn't change it even if I wanted to.
Sophia, listen. I'm only telling you this because you're my sister and I love you. But you're not fulfilling your duties as a woman. Your marriage may as well have 2 men in it. I get that being a strong, independent woman is trendy in this day and age, but we haven't changed since caveman times. Most guys are simple. All they want is a feminine woman who cooks, cleans, and takes care of them.
We're not doing this anymore, Emma. You manage your affairs, I'll manage mine. My husband doesn't want me to be his personal maidservant. We're fine as we are.
Why do you even work so much in the first place? I bet you can afford to be a stay-at-home housewife, but for some reason you seem dead set on jetting it up around the world playing hotshot businesswoman.
I don't want to be a stay-at-home housewife. I like my job.
Ugh, your husband must be earning at least 6 figures. You know you could afford to quit to take care of him in the house. How much money can you even be earning as a woman anyway? There's a reason there's a pay gap, sis. Men are just better suited to work. What's the point in you having a job? You could probably quit today and still live comfortably for the rest of your life because of how rich Dan is.
Wow. You stupefy me. My work gives me purpose in life. It makes me happy, fulfilled, and like I'm contributing to the world. Is that okay with you? Why should I have to throw all that away to be Dan's babysitter?
Gross. Women shouldn't find their purpose in life through work. Everyone knows the only way for a woman to find true happiness is to marry a rich guy, become a stay-at-home housewife, and give him lots of babies.
I'm sorry to see you haven't evolved at all since the Stone Age, Emma. I think we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. I enjoy being independent.
You know, it's sad how deluded you are. You probably think your company needs you. But something tells me they wouldn't even notice if you randomly stopped showing up one day. Everyone knows female employees are useless. The only reason there are so many of you these days is because all of these dumb feminist quotas. If you had to get by on merit like the guys do, you probably wouldn't have a job.
I really couldn't disagree more. But the real question here is, do I really want to get dragged into this kind of discussion? A great man once said, the amount of energy needed to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than that needed to produce it. And I'm inclined to agree.
It's cool, sis. You can bury your head in the sand if you like. But I'ma carry on educating you all the same, because I'm nice like that. Think about it. Any employer who takes on a woman, now there's a good chance she'll go on maternity leave at some point. That's why you're less valuable from the get-go.
I won't deny it. There probably are some companies who think like that. But the world is moving forward and things are changing. My company couldn't be more different.
So, let me get this straight. You think you're so special that the laws of nature and common sense don't apply to you? Ugh, this hurts to read. I feel so bad for your husband for being married to someone so selfish.
How am I selfish? Why should I have to quit a job that I love to be my husband's slave? That sounds way more selfish to me.
If you ask me, a woman's place is in the home, and her role is to support her man. That's what I'm gonna do when I find myself a decent husband.
That's great, Emma. Good for you. I hope you find happiness with a guy who sees the world in the same way you do. Then you can fulfill your dream of being a barefoot baby factory. Maybe if you're lucky, your husband will even buy you a nice big kitchen to live in. Me and you are not the same.
Are you making fun of me? You're right, we're not the same. You think you're so amazing because you get to jet around the world on fancy business trips and pretend you're a dude. You think you're better than me because I can't work, don't you?
I don't think that at all. Give it a rest already. You're paranoid.
You know what? I don't care. You can look down your nose at me all you like. I'll have the last laugh. I'll grow old surrounded by kids with my rich husband in my mansion. But you'll be alone, miserable, and childless because you spent your best years acting like a feminist superhero. You're gonna be a cat lady if you don't change your ways soon.
Why so serious? Where is this crap even coming from? The last laugh? This isn't a competition, Emma. Good God, I don't even know what to say to you anymore.
Sophia, how's work?
It's going great. I'll make it back from my business trip on schedule at this rate.
So you're gonna be home tomorrow?
Yep. As long as nothing unexpected happens.
I see. That's a shame. Don't bother coming back.
Huh? Why would you say that?
'Cause you don't have a home to come back to. Me and Dan decided I'm gonna move in with him. You're not welcome in this house anymore.
What the hell are you talking about?
You still don't get it? Let me spell it out. Your husband belongs to me now.
I still don't understand why you'd think that. Are you gonna explain or not?
I came to look after your husband while you're away on business. I did all the cooking and cleaning for him, and he loved it. Plus, I saw to it that his nighttime needs were properly satisfied while I was at it. If you catch my drift, he loved that even more.
You screwed my husband while I was away on business? Who the hell do you think you are? You have no right to be at our house.
What did you expect? I felt so bad for Dan. You made it obvious you didn't want him to be happy. So I came over and spoiled him rotten. He said he prefers me to you.
Wow. So that's how it is, huh? He chose you?
Bingo! Sorry for stealing your man. Don't worry though, sis. This will all be over quickly. He already filed the divorce papers.
How is that possible when I didn't sign anything? The hell, did he forge my signature?
Maybe. But you guys were gonna divorce anyway. May as well speed up the process. They didn't notice when he handed them in, so what's the problem? More importantly, we're already engaged.
What? You and Dan already got engaged?
We didn't want to put up with you whining at us, trying to change your minds. So we figured we should do it sooner rather than later.
I see.
What's wrong, sis? Don't tell me you're surprised. You can hardly complain. This would never have happened if you just did your job as his wife.
I did my best in my own way.
Well, your best wasn't good enough. Seems like guys prefer girls like me, after all. Anyways, I have a life of luxury to plan with my rich fiancé, so I'll let you go cry now. Sorry for stealing such an amazing guy from you, but please remember this wasn't my fault. You only have yourself to blame. I'll be taking your house and your man. Okay, sis?
You're welcome to him. But you should know, he's unemployed.
Huh? Unemployed? What do you mean?
I mean, my husband doesn't have a job.
What are you talking about? He told me he's a top exec at a major global company. I get it! This is some kind of desperate ploy to try and get him back, isn't it?
I'm sorry to have to be the one to break this to you, but he lied.
Huh? Lied about what?
Sure, he did used to work for a major global company, but he got fired 2 years ago when he punched his boss in the face for refusing to give him a pay raise. He's been jobless ever since.
Lies, you're lying. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I know you're lying, because he wouldn't be able to afford his sports car or all those fancy clothes if he didn't have a job.
There's a very simple explanation for that. I paid for them.
What? No way. The luxury sports car, the tailored suits, the branded accessories. He rocks a freaking P-Pax watch, for crying out loud. You're saying you bought him all that stuff?
Some of it is from back when he had a job, so I can't say I bought him everything. But he's not the one who's a top executive at a major global company. I am. He was living at large on my paycheck. That's all.
I can't believe. I don't believe you for 1 second. What is this? Some desperate attempt to get revenge on me for stealing your husband?
It makes no difference whether you believe me or not. But I think you'll find out for yourself how poor he is before long. He won't even be able to afford the rent without me. That shouldn't matter though. He has you to take care of him now. Right? You're just gonna be his babysitter. You're gonna be paying all of his bills and living expenses on top of it. Sure, maybe it is a little more than you bargained for. But I think you'll be fine. You are super committed to being the perfect wife after all.
Why would he lie to me? If he doesn't have a job, he should have just told me.
You really think it's something he goes blabbing to people about? His pride wouldn't be able to handle it. He told me never to tell anyone, no matter what. He might be at rock bottom with barely a cent to his name. But it was of utmost importance to him that people still thought he had lots of money.
Does that mean he tricked me?
It's only natural he wanted to show off even more in the presence of a pretty girl. I'm sure the lie got inflated to epic proportions for your sake. How many extra sports cars did he tell you were out for repair at the garage? To tell you the truth, I was getting sick and tired of keeping up the facade. But I knew that if I suggested we start telling people the truth, he might lose it again. So I didn't bother.
Lose it?
Last time I told him I felt uncomfortable about lying to literally everyone we know, he completely flew off the handle. It's like he was possessed by a demon. I've never seen him so angry. He trashed pretty much the entire house while screaming, "I am not poor." The aftermath was unbelievable. It was like a hurricane had hit us. Ever since then, I kept quiet and went along with the lie because I didn't want any more trouble.
What the hell? He flips out like that when you tell him something he doesn't want to hear?
Exactly. That's why I found it so hard to raise the issue of divorce. I've wanted out for a long time now, but I was terrified of what he might do. To tell you the truth, I felt trapped. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you taking such a vile man out of my hands. You even took care of the divorce for me. You're the best, sis.
Sophia, are you there? I just tried to ask Dan about him being unemployed, but the moment I did, he called me a traitor and tried to do a flying kick on me. Luckily, I was able to touch it and hightail it out of their house. But what the hell is wrong with this guy? He's insane!
I hate to say I told you so, but this is your fault for not listening to me. I saw this coming from a mile off.
Where are you? Why didn't you come home yet? I must have tried calling you over 50 times. Surely your business trip is over by now.
You told me not to come back to the house. Did you forget? You told me I'm not welcome there anymore. Did you forget that too?
Fine, I take it all back. I didn't mean that stuff. You can have Dan back. I don't want him anymore. I can't live in this house with him. He's dangerous.
I'll pass, thanks. I don't want him either. Besides, didn't you guys very kindly file for our divorce? That makes us strangers now. He's not my problem anymore.
Fine, I'll divorce him then.
You're free to do as you please. I'd be surprised if he went along with it willingly, though.
Whatever. I'll just forget his signature like we did before. I don't need his permission, and I'm not freaking asking for it if it means him flying across the room at me like a deranged ninja again. This is scary. I want out.
It's amazing how casually you talk about faking signatures. You do know that's illegal, right? It's called forgery, and you can go to jail for it. If you do, I'll have no choice but to call the cops on you.
Why the heck would you call the cops on your own sister? How does me wanting out of this insane situation have anything to do with you?
How can I stay quiet when someone tells me they're about to commit a crime and then does it right before my eyes? If you got caught and the cops saw these chat logs for some reason, I'd be liable too. Besides, don't you think you're being a little insensitive to Dan? You made him think he was about to get his own personal maidservant, and now you're dumping him because you found out he's broke. The poor guy just can't catch a break. It's no wonder he tried to ninja kick you.
I got this all wrong. I'll apologize to him. Anyway, how can you give me crap for breaking up with him when you said you wanted out for ages yourself?
Because you stole my husband. Because you take pleasure in making a fool out of me. Just like you always have. You pissed me off. And now you're gonna pay the price.
I'm sorry. I'll never make a fool of you again, sis, I swear.
I could care less about divorcing Dan. In fact, like I said, you actually did me a favor. But you didn't know that. And the fact that you went out of your way to steal him just to hurt me makes me livid. I want to see you suffer as much as possible. I won't be satisfied until you hit rock bottom. So you better brace yourself for what's coming.
Oh my god. Sophia, please don't be like this. I'm sorry. I can't do this, please. All I can do is cook and clean. How am I supposed to bring enough money to provide for this deadweight, sponging psychopath? I don't have access to the same financial resources as you.
Just go into debt.
You make it sound so simple. How am I supposed to pay it back?
Not my problem. You need to hurry up and get out of that house ASAP. I already canceled the contract. The rent's paid until the end of next month. But I wouldn't want to be you if you're not gone by then. I mean, I wouldn't want to be you anyway. But I think that goes without saying.
What about you? What are you gonna do? Where are you staying right now?
I'm staying in a hotel for now. I hired some removal guys to head over to the house and collect my things. So you can probably expect to see them soon. Everything's easier when you have money.
No fair! Why should you get to live life on easy mode while I suffer?
How is it unfair?
'Cause you're the only one who gains anything from this! You get to wash your hands of this lunatic I'm engaged to, and you have all that money! It's not fair!
Fair? You must be joking. I worked my ass off since I was a teenager to be where I am today. When everyone else was out partying and hanging out with their friends. I was at home, reading textbooks. How many sleepless nights? How many late-night study sessions? How many appointments with friends do you think I had to cancel to get into Harvard? And to end up at the company I am at now? I can tell you, it didn't come easy. While you were out with a different guy every week, I was sat on my own in my bedroom, revising study material and doing mock exams. Fairness has nothing to do with it.
Still, I can't go along with what's happening right now. Why won't Dan work? I know he got fired, but surely he can find something else if he was talented enough to get hired by a company like that in the first place.
If I had to guess, I'd say he probably doesn't want to work anymore. Or rather, his pride is getting in his way. The chances of him landing something at a company like this one again are slim. So I think that instead of accepting a pay cut, he'd rather just not try. I lost count of how many times I told him to start looking for work, but it went in one ear and out the other. I gave up eventually. Good luck babysitting him.
No, I can't do this. I just wanted to be a stay-at-home housewife. Why should I have to look after this man-child?
You can still be a housewife with a part-time job.
I said stay at home! I was supposed to marry a rich guy and live in luxury. I can't be married to some jobless loser.
How can you say that? Oh, you're so mean, Emma. Don't you feel bad for him at all? Surely the reason you stole him in the first place was because you thought you and him were a good fit. I think you should work a little harder on trying to make your marriage work, instead of throwing it away at the first sign of trouble. I thought it was a wife's job to support her husband. I gladly turned a blind eye to the forging of our divorce papers and let it go through unhindered. I never went back to the house after that. Finally free from my mentally unstable ex-husband, I immediately moved into a fancy new apartment and started enjoying my new stress-free single life. However, Dan was less accepting of the situation, and he tried contacting me countless times. The calls always came from different numbers, which made them hard to block, so eventually I changed my number to be rid of him once and for all. My sister may have tricked him into divorcing me, but no matter how hard she tries, she'll never make as much money as I do. Sure, she can do housework, but Dan doesn't need a maid. He needs someone who can pay the rent and put food on the table. And a shrink, of course. Without me, he doesn't have a hope in hell's chance of maintaining his old life of luxury. Actually, forget extravagance. He'll be lucky if he can even afford a loaf of bread at this rate. It seems like he realized what a moron he'd been when he got evicted from the house. Sadly for him, it was a little too late, and no matter how desperately he begged me to take him back, my resolve didn't waver for a second. I heard that he forced my sister to get a job, while, just as before, stubbornly refused to look for work himself. Rather than letting go of his luxurious lifestyle, he went into debt to maintain the facade that he was an affluent, productive member of society. I know how manipulative he can be, and I have a pretty good idea of how trapped Emma must be feeling right about now. She's probably working as if her life depends on it. That said, they can't go on like this, and it's probably only a matter of time before things fall apart between them. That's not my problem, though. I feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders, and things have never been better. I only have one priority right now, and that's enjoying my life on my terms.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Randy. Sorry didn't notice your messages. So you have a favor to ask me? What is it?
Sorry to have to ask you this, Sweet Cheeks, but I really need some money.
What? Again? What is it this time? I'm not getting you another new phone, if it's that again. I just got you a new one last year. You can get at least another 2 years out of that one.
It's not my phone.
What is it then? A game? I just got you a new game for your birthday. I'm not getting you any more games, Randy.
Not for a game.
What do you want it for then? I'm sorry, but we're not in any position to be buying luxuries. We need to tighten our belts a little.
The favor isn't for me, it's for my mom.
Your mom needs money? Why? What happened?
It's the house. It's approaching its best before date, if you catch my drift. She won't be able to carry on living there much longer at this rate. It's been falling to bits for a while now. One day it'll be a door coming off its hinges, the next the hot water will just stop working for no reason. What's more, the roof's been leaking like crazy ever since the typhoon a few months back.
Really? I had no idea. That typhoon was nuts. They said the wind speeds were once in a century on the news. I honestly thought our windows were gonna be put out. I'm not surprised it did lasting damage to your mom's place.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, she's been asking me to help since a few years back now. It's not like I'm good at DIY, and I didn't really see exactly what I could do for her, so I always said no. But this time that place is really a disaster waiting to happen. I'd feel awful if I didn't help her fix it up and she had an accident. House is a death trap.
So you mean she needs some money to fix the leaky roof?
This is the thing. Fixing the roof would only be the beginning. There's just so much wrong with the place, I think we need to take some more drastic measures. Honestly, I think it's time for a renovation. The problem is, me and my mom don't have any money. I hate to ask you this, but would you mind giving us a little something out of your savings? You saved a lot back when you were single, right?
Me?
Well, please, Jessica, you're the only one we can count on. It's not just the leaks themselves either. Mom says the roof's full of mold because of all the water, and you know how dangerous it can be to breathe that stuff in. I'm seriously worried about it. We have to do something about that house.
A renovation, huh? A house that old is gonna need a lot of work doing on it. Renovations that big don't come cheap.
You're not wrong. It's almost 80 years old now. It's a miracle it made it this long without having any major work done. Nothing lasts forever, though. I think all the plumbing's probably gonna have to be replaced, too.
Probably. I wonder if my savings will even cover it?
Come on, babe. I bet you'd have enough money to buy a house from scratch if you wanted to. How much could a renovation of my mom's place hurt? I bet you'll barely even feel it, and my mom will be over the moon. Besides, we'd only be borrowing it. You'd get it all back eventually. So what do you say, babe? Look, I'm begging you here. She said me and you are welcome to move in with her after it's all done.
Wow, really? Your mom said that?
She was the one who suggested it, actually. I think she might be lonely without my dad around. Anyway, don't forget me and you will be inheriting the place one day. Think about it. Living there could be just what we need. We get to save money on rent, we can keep my mom company, and we can get used to living in our future home. I only see benefits. You always dreamed of us having our own home, right?
I see. I never thought she'd let us live with her. I guess that does change things. You know what? In that case, let's do it. So who's gonna be doing the renovation? Know any good companies?
Yeah, we haven't decided yet. We need to do some research and get a feel for what the market price on that kind of thing is first. Actually, now that you mention it, we're hoping you could find us someone. Yeah, don't you have any connections from your old job? You used to work for a construction company, right? I wouldn't know the first thing about building houses, and you see stories on TV all the time about cowboy builders ripping people off by doing a shoddy job and disappearing with the cash.
I was just a receptionist. I guess there are a few people I can ask, though. There's no risk of running into any shady types if I ask around at my old company.
You're the best. You have no idea. I want to come over and give you a nice big sloppy kiss right now, sweet cheeks. My mom's gonna be ecstatic when she hears the news. Now she can finally start living like a normal human being again for the first time in years. I always felt uneasy about having her live all on her own in that dilapidated old house. I couldn't shake the feeling I'd failed her as a son.
I don't mean to be rude or anything, but to tell you the truth, it always seemed more like a haunted house than a home to me.
You can say that again. You have no idea how much I hate going in the summer. I've never seen somewhere so riddled with cockroaches. She even had a family of raccoons living in the attic one time. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see the little rascals with my own eyes.
I always felt so uneasy on the stairs because they're so steep. It's a miracle she managed to get by her own there all this time.
No kidding. Like I said, she's been talking about renovating the place for a while now. But the money dried up when my dad's business went bust. They didn't have the leeway to fix up the house because they were so preoccupied with putting food on the table month to month.
You did say she had a rough time of it in the past.
My mom's always been good to me. And I wanted to have the whole place renovated on my own dime as a way of thanking her for everything she's done, but well, my salary isn't exactly big league. Like, it feels pathetic to say it, but I don't even have any savings. That's why I'm super grateful for you, babe. I mean it. I can't thank you enough for this. Huh? You're off work today, right? Did you go out somewhere?
Did you just wake up? I got a call from the construction company, so I'm heading out to talk some things through with them. They said when they started taking the house apart, the supports and foundations were a lot more water damaged than they expected. They said they wanted to discuss where we go from here.
Yeah, I knew it. So it's rotten to the core. I guess it was naive of me to think everything would be fine after all this time. It's plain to see how messed up the floor was. It's not that hard to imagine it would have seeped through to the foundation.
The guy told me the entire thing would have to be ripped up and replaced. Obviously, it's not going to come cheap, though. He told me to be ready for the possibility of it coming to a lot more than we first expected. Apparently, they have a system where they can get secondhand materials at discount price. That's what he wants to talk to me about today.
I see. Not gonna lie, I don't understand any of this, babe, so I'm just gonna leave it to you.
I explained everything to your mom, too. She said she wouldn't be coming either. Are you guys sure about this? This is her house we're talking about, and it's gonna be yours one day. Are you sure you don't want to hear what the construction company has to say?
It's not that we don't want to hear them out, it's just that we've got such a high level of trust in your ability to deal with this and see to it that my mom gets the renovation of her dreams, that we don't see any point in coming. Besides, you know everything we want doing with the place, and you worked in construction, so you're a lot more knowledgeable about all this than we are.
I already told you I worked on reception. I really think you should both listen to what they have to say, Randy.
Even if we did listen, what then? I'm not exaggerating when I say we know literally nothing about construction. They may as well be speaking a different language. It would just be a waste of mine and my mom's time. A receptionist picks up a lot of info about a workplace. But besides, you were there for a long time. You may not realize it, but your brain is a treasure trove of construction knowledge.
I'm not sure exactly what you think a receptionist does, but I can assure you I know next to nothing about the actual work itself. I mostly dealt with appointments and administrative stuff.
That still makes you a damn sight more in the know than me. Look, I'd probably only complicate things the second I open my mouth. You don't need me in your hair, babe. Things will go a lot more smoothly without me. Besides, you're the one paying for everything. It's gonna be your house one day. You can make these decisions on your own.
I'll still be anxious about moving things forward without any input from you. Anyway, my house? What are you talking about? I think you mean it's gonna be our house, not mine. I have a stake in this, and you should listen to what the construction company has to say.
Ah, jeez. Would you just drop it already? You're like a broken record. Look, you're my wife. It's a wife's job to deal with all things house-related. Like, surely you want to be the one to decide on the flow of the layout, since you're going to be the one doing the housework. I don't know jack about that.
Sure, I'd like to have a say in that. But still, deciding everything alone?
Relax. I said it's fine. Look, you have amazing taste, babe. I know that whatever you decide on will turn out great. You know what me and my mom want, so using that as your basis, Mix in your own natural genius and talent and do something amazing with the place. We're giving you full creative license.
I'm just gonna tell them what you and your mom said.
Okay, just make sure you tell them so they do something amazing with the place. We're counting on you.
Don't you just getting a little... I have no idea you'd palm off an entire job on me like this. How is it fair that I have the weight of something this important on my shoulders? The least you can give me is some input.
I'm not palming anything off on you, babe. Don't be so dramatic. We just have a lot of faith in you.
That's a clever way of saying you're making me do everything. Would it really hurt you, or your mom, to help me out just a little bit on this? It's not like I'm asking you to do anything major. Whoopee! I'm finally on my way to my new house. Thanks for all your hard work, Jessica dear. You're a star. Your savings have been indispensable in turning that worn-out old shack into the home of my dreams. Is this how you treat your daughter-in-law, who just paid to have your entire house renovated? To think you announced your son's divorcing me on the day we were both supposed to move in with you. You're horrible. Was this your plan, all along? To use me to get what you wanted, and then toss me by the wayside when you're done? Aw, I don't like your word choice, dear. Use and lost by the wayside? Made me sound very unpleasant, which I am of course not. But my son was fully on board when I told him to divorce you. Thanks for paying for the renovation on my house. Next up, a new daughter-in-law. I knew it. You were using me for my savings to get your house fixed up all along, weren't you? You and Randy make me sick. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Thanks for saving up so hard. It's only right you use that money to make your husband and his family happy. That is your job as his wife, after all, dear. Is getting kicked out and divorced part of my job as his wife, too? You got some nerve. Why, yes, dear. Since you ask, yes, it is. Wake up and smell the coffee. You have no value to us beyond your savings account. It's time for us to say our final goodbyes, you ugly cave troll. I'll see to it that Randy picks someone better looking next time. Actually, that won't do. He never did have good taste in women. There's nothing else for it. I'll have to find your replacement myself. You're enjoying every second of this, aren't you? I see you and my husband are just as stupid as each other. Have you still not noticed? Stupid? How dare you speak to me like that, you insolent little cretin? Noticed what? Did you really think I didn't figure out your scheme? I can read you like a book. I figured out. You're only using me for my savings a long time ago. You did? Well, good for you, darling. Congratulations. So what? This changes nothing. The divorce is already set in stone, and no amount of kicking or screaming will change that. Stop being a sore loser and accept your fate. Please, I could care less about the divorce. In fact, there's nothing I want more. I have no intention of clinging to a low life like him. I promise you one thing, though. You're not going to be laughing for long. I suggest you prepare yourself for what's coming, Jill. What does that mean? Are you threatening me? I couldn't help but feel like there was something fishy going on when you left the entire renovation on your house to me. It played on my mind. So I decided to take a look at Randy's phone while he wasn't looking. And what do you know? I realized exactly what was going on the moment I saw yours and his message history. You were snooping on my son? You vile creep! You're messed up in the head, you paranoid freak! You probably should have been so brazenly arrogant about what you were doing to me in those messages. Now I have no choice but to take a few retaliatory measures of my own.
Retaliatory measures? What does that even mean? Now, what do I care? There's nothing you could possibly do to us now. The renovation is already finished. You have no power over us.
You're right. The renovation is finished. Your new house is ready and waiting for you. I really think you should go take a look.
What's that supposed to mean?
No time to waste. Go on, Jill. Hurry up and go home. I can't wait to see your reactions.
What have you done? This is my house?
That's the reaction I was waiting for.
You're behind this, aren't you?
Yep. You and Randy are gonna be living there starting today. Welcome to your new home. I wish you a life of happiness and comfort.
What the hell is wrong with you? I can't live in a house like this. The renovation's not even finished.
It most definitely is. You're looking at the finished product.
How can it be finished when the construction's only halfway done? You call this a renovation? Are you serious? It looks like it's ready for demolition.
You guys said I could do whatever I wanted with the place. So I did just that. Exactly what I wanted.
Forget wallpaper. These walls haven't even been insulated. It's just a skeleton. There's not a single door in the house. Even the front door is gone. This house isn't fit for a dog to live in, let alone me and my son.
It's cool though. Don't panic. There's method to the madness. Randy told me he wanted to go for a stylish theme, so I did some thinking, and that's when it hit me. There's nothing more stylish than minimalism these days. What I did with your place is obviously a more extreme form of minimalism, but that just makes it all the more stylish. Things like doors, windows, and insulation are nothing but leftover of a bygone age. You just don't get houses that innovative. You're gonna be the talk of the town.
Leftovers of a bygone age? But we need those things! What in God's name have you done to my house?
You have no right to complain after leaving everything to me. You had plenty of opportunities to have a say in the design. Not just you, but Randy too. It was nothing but, we're counting on you, Jessica, from start to finish. I tried and begged and pleaded to get you to take some kind of active role, even if only a small role, but it was like I was talking to a brick wall. If you don't like how it turned out, then you should have overseen the renovation your damn selves. You could have at least showed up once in a while to check up how things were going. The fact you only just noticed despite the fact the builders have been working on it for months makes this completely and utterly 100% your fault.
No, I simply cannot go along with this. Call the builders. Tell them to come back. Get them to finish what they started. They have a legal responsibility to do what you hired them to do.
You're right. They do. But they already fulfilled it. Because that is what I hired them to do. Besides, you seem to be forgetting the small issue of money. Who exactly do you think is going to be paying for this second renovation? You said it yourself. I have no value to you guys anymore. And Randy just divorced me. So, yeah, we're done. You won't be getting another cent out of me. If you want another renovation, do it yourselves.
Why do you think we had you pay for it in the first place? We don't have any money. You know that, don't you? You will not get away with this.
Nope, that's my line. We're still not done here. Because you'll be paying me back every last cent I shelled out for the renovation. I already hired a lawyer. Some letters should be arriving in the post any day now. Have you ever been to civil court before, Jill? I suggest you make the necessary preparations. Oh, and it's not just the renovation money you'll be paying me.
you'll also be paying compensation for the emotional distress you caused me.
Do not screw us around, Jessica. You have my mom's house stripped down to its goddamn frame. She's crying her eyes out here because of you. How do you sleep at night, you psycho?
Oh, hi, Randy. You're there too. What do you think of your new house? I hope you and your mom live happily ever after there.
I said don't screw me around, woman. This ain't a joke. This is our lives we're talking about here. Call the builders now.
Sure, I can give the construction company a call, but that doesn't mean they'll do anything else to the house. They did exactly as I asked them. So, as far as they and the law are concerned, the work is finished. If you want something more livable, you should probably go ahead and pay for another renovation.
You've really gone and done it this time.
Gone and done what? Exactly what you told me to? You should be more careful when you tell people to do as they please.
Is this a joke? What construction company worth their salt leaves a house looking like this? Surely they don't think this is normal.
They're professionals, Randy. Which means they do as much work as they're paid for, and not a smidgen more. If you want more work done, then you'll have to pay for it. And by you, yes, I mean you. I'm done eating into my savings for a pair of hateful ingrates like you. You're probably better off keeping a hold of your money for the time being, though. You're gonna have my compensation to think about soon, and believe me, I won't be going easy on you.
I've heard revenge stories before, huh? But who the hell takes revenge like this? You might have been mad with us, but that doesn't justify leaving my mom's house in this state. Surely you see this is going too far. How could you do this to us? This house has been in my family for generations.
If it's so important to you, you probably should have paid more attention to it. Isn't there even a teeny tiny part of you that thinks this might be your fault? And please, going too far? This is exactly what you deserve for what you did to me. If anything, I didn't go far enough. Good luck finding a new wife to live there with you. Something tells me you might have your work cut out finding someone who wants to live in a wooden frame with you. But who knows? Stranger things have happened.
You psycho bitch. You'll never get away with this. I don't know where the hell you're hiding away, but I'm gonna hunt you down. And when I find you, I'm gonna beat the living daylights out of you. I'm so glad we're getting a divorce. Screw you.
Did you just threaten me? Do you want me to bring even more charges against you? We can do criminal court as well if that's what you want. I really don't mind. It just means I get more money.
What? Hey, what? That wasn't a threat.
You're not the one who gets to decide that. Question is, did I feel threatened? I can't tell you how terrified and anxious I am right now.
No, please, stop. No more charges, okay? I'm begging you. Sorry, I didn't mean what I just said. I just got worked up and my emotions got the better of me.
Okay, I guess I'll let you off the hook. To tell you the truth, having all those trials to deal with would be a pain in the butt. But you do well to remember this. If you ever speak to me like that again, I'll press charges. No questions asked. Do I make myself clear? Well, answer me. I don't take kindly to being ignored. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Insulting and threatening me should be the last thing on your mind right now. You should be getting on your knees and begging forgiveness.
Please fix the house somehow. Me and my mom can't live like this. We'll die of frostbite.
Sure you can. I have absolute faith in you both. Get some blankets or something. I know you'll be fine if you just try your best.
Try our best? You're asking us to live in a frickin' wooden frame. We have zero defenses against cold, wind, or rain. It'll be more like camping than living in a house. Sure, there's technically a roof over our heads, but I hesitate to call it that.
Okay, so finish it up yourselves? It doesn't take a genius to hammer nails into planks of wood.
Don't be so ridiculous.
Then either quit your whining, suck it up,
and give living there your best shot, or find somewhere else. Either way, you're not my problem.
How many times do I have to tell you we don't have any money? How can we find anywhere else when we're broke? Not only are we broke, but we're somehow gonna have to figure out a way to keep coming up with the money for the storage container with all my stuff in. It was only supposed to be for a couple days. The bottom line is we're broke, so my mom's place is all we have.
Okay, looks like you don't have a choice then.
Please, will you just hold off on the whole compensation thing? We're gonna struggle enough as it is with how things are. We'd be finished if we had compensation to deal with on top of it. It's not that we won't pay. We don't have any way of paying you at this exact point in time.
Sure, have your way. How about selling off all of your belongings and canceling your insurance plan? Or why not try thinking outside of the box? How about quitting your job and retiring early so you can give me your entire retirement fund? Can you even do that? Ugh, I don't know, and I don't care. Anyway, the point is, you have more than enough ways of coming up with my money if you just use your head.
You're evil. How am I supposed to get by if I quit my job?
Not my problem. I don't care what happens to you as long as I get my money. You can both burn in hell for all I care.
Oh my god. Jessica, please tell me you don't really mean that.
Yes, 100%. And whose fault is it? Yours. You and your mom took me for a moron by manipulating me into fixing her house. Then you tossed me aside the moment you were done with me. That house is perfect for you now. I couldn't think of a more suitable place for a pair of scumbags like you to live. Looks like you weren't able to get your dream home or new wife after all, huh, Randy? I wish you and your darling mother the best of luck. You're gonna need living in that pile of junk. With that, the husband and mother-in-law from hell had nowhere else to go. They crept into the local garbage dump and stole some corrugated metal sheets to act as walls for their new house, desperate to make it livable somehow. It must have worked, because last I heard, they still live there. Apparently they even have a tent now. However, it wasn't all plain sailing. They were reported to the local authority by a concerned neighbor, and subsequently told to fix it up because it was dangerous. While all that was going on, I took the two of them to civil court, intent on getting my money back. I put in claims for the renovation money and compensation. They were forced to sell all of their belongings to come up with the money. Randy also quit his job to access his retirement fund because he mistakenly thought you weren't allowed to make withdrawals from it while still working. But it turns out you are. I only said that because I didn't know.